Joining us now is Troy Miller. Troy's the president and CEO of NRB, National Religious Broadcasters, an organization that equips Christian communicators to share the gospel with excellence on radio, television, and digital platforms. Troy, welcome back. Thank you for joining us.
Tim, it's great to be with you again. Thanks for having me.
Troy, I wanted to open up and go back to some research that you did with the Barna Group, and it was entitled The State of Christian Media. It's so intriguing to me to find out what God's doing in and through Christian media. Share with us some of the results that you guys found.
Yeah, so just some of the highlights here. One of the things right out the bat was 60% of Americans engage with Christian media in some form. And that's the general population of the country, not just Christians, 60% of the general population. And besides that, inside of that, the Gen Zers were the highest at 64%. Right behind them was the millennials, Gen Y, with 58%.
Incredible.
So yeah, Christians are engaged, and not just Christians. America is engaging with Christianity today.
Troy, I also saw that it's formative. In other words, it actually impacts worldview, values, and so much more.
Which were the top reasons why they wanted to engage. And when we asked them why, what's the purpose? What's driving your engagement? They said, look, two things were right off the top were hope and encouragement. They were looking for that, which is a real indication of the failure of secular society today. So that was the top. And then right behind it was, I want to know more about the Bible and how to be closer to God, how to live my life, and how to have better relationships.
Troy, through the years, we've had some conversations a little bit about religious liberty. But when I think of national religious broadcasters, I think, okay, religious liberty is at the heart of what that is all about. Troy, talk to us about how significant it is and what you're seeing with the Trump administration right now.
Well, it is at the heart of what we do, because at the core of what we do is to keep what we call the avenues open for Christian communicators to be in the public square, to have our voices heard in the general population and in the general community of communicators. So that's at the heart. And look, this administration couldn't be a more friendly administration to that cause. This Monday, I came in early to Washington, D.C. I was at the Religious Liberties Commission's hearing, which was all about the bias and persecution and weaponization against Christianity. And look, we have I'm happy with this administration. I'm excited about what the president's doing. I'm excited about the direction he's taken. But this hearing, there were a number of people that got up and testified. This is a real battle that is still alive today. There is much bias in the marketplace, but specifically, this hearing talked about the education system, about young kids. These are 9-year-old kids that were told they can't sing Christian songs and talent shows. They were told they have to read transgender books to other students. They were told that they can't, in their valedictorian speeches, give thanks to their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And that's real and active, and that's why our work is so important.
This week, Troy, news broke of that senseless, horrific, evil murder of that young lady there in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the media was silent. It's just ridiculous. Seriously, social media blew up. I mean, absolutely, they've lost their mind. This thing is picking up steam. It's not going to go away for a long time. I don't see it, Troy, but that's the stuff that makes people crazy, especially when it comes back to media itself. You know that? And it's a constant tension that goes on, especially for people of faith. It's just like, this is ridiculous.
Well, look, people are waking up in this country, and that poor young woman's tragedy, you know, as you said, this mainstream media, it didn't fit the narrative that they wanted. It didn't fit their opinion pages to push what they're trying to push. So they just didn't even talk about it. And these were people that did thousands and thousands of articles, you know, back doing the DEI pushes and doing the Black Lives Matter pushes and those things. And look, America is waking up. I think that's what our survey showed the most, is America is waking up to the hypocrisy of the mainstream media, to the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party and some of these other leaders on the left, their hypocrisy here, and it's being rejected. Nobody's listening to those. And this is why programs like you, like this network, and like a lot of social media influencers are really getting millions of followers out there, because that's the only place you can find the truth about these situations. And it's sad in our country, because we could be reconciling with real measures and taking real steps to make the country better. But I really believe, Tim, these people just want to make the country worse.
What's exciting to me, Troy, is if you're following social media, you start thinking, you know what? Revival does seem to be happening in this country. Ohio State University, again, this week, I mean, seriously, media coverage up there. I mean, videos being posted everywhere. God is moving across this country, especially with the younger generation. Troy, again, I was really intrigued by the fact that you're saying a lot of today's generations are dialing into Christian media, and the revival Gen Z, they're showing up at church. Seriously, they're standing bold for Christ. It's happening in sports and everything, Troy. It's very exciting to me.
It is so exciting to see God on the move here. And you're right. The Gen Z seems to be the generation that's leading this. And then look, it's great. I hear all over from Christian ministries, their revivals, their meetings are being packed with these young kids who have lots of questions, but they're rejecting everything that they were tried to indoctrinated with, all of these socialistic left-wing policies and ideologies. They're rejecting that, and they're coming to Christianity, and they're coming to Christ, and that is extremely hopeful for our country.
Well, it certainly appears that God's moving in a special way. We need to pray that the church would awaken and take her rightful place for such a time as this.
So can I comment on that real quick? Because
Please.
The president launched yesterday the America Prays Initiative. And from now through July 4th, we're asking churches and people to be praying for that for our country. Pray that God's grace would reign on our country. Pray that the gospel would go forward. Pray that our country would remember its Christian roots and return to that foundation. The America Prays Initiative, launched by this administration.
Troy Miller, President and CEO of National Religious Broadcasters, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up next, thought leader, spiritual guide, and Jewish follower of Yeshua, Jesus. Rabbi Jason Sobel is with us. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Tim Clinton, and you know how important this is. It's my phone. It's my lifeline. It connects me with loved ones and business throughout the day, keeps me informed about the world around us. And that's why my cell service and data, they're so important to me. They have to be reliable, safe, secure, and that's why I use Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is leading the way as America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. And you can enjoy nationwide coverage with access to all three major U.S. networks. That's right. Most importantly, when you switch to Patriot Mobile, you'll be supporting faith, family, and freedom. That's right, the folks at Patriot, they've got 4 core values centered on defending God and country and supporting our military and the sanctity of life. I appreciate that. Switching, it's easy. Keep your number and phone, or you can upgrade. Make the move and defend your values without sacrificing quality or service. All you have to do is visit patriotmobile.com. Again, that's patriotmobile.com/road forward, or you can call 972-972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. You get a free month with the promo code Road Forward. Let me repeat that. If you use the code Road Forward, you're going to receive a free month of service. Hey, everybody can use that. The information is right there on your screen. Visit again, patriotmobile.com/road forward, or call 972-PATRIOT to get a free month of cellular service with the promo code Road Forward. Patriot Mobile's prices are very competitive with plans starting as low as $26. That's $26. A terrific offer from a great company that shares our values and standing with us for such a time as this.